right, good morning. Hi, everybody. How are you? It's great to see everybody. Let me begin by thanking the city of Port St. Lucie for putting on this wonderful event. It's the 12th annual Hurricane Preparedness Expo. They do a great job, and we want to thank the city of Port St. Lucie. We're starting a little late because Congressman Mast had to go somewhere else, so I gave up some of my time so we could have Congressman Mast, and then Representative Harrell spoke as well. So it was nice to see our representatives here. Great to see everybody. Great to see you guys. How is everybody today? Are we excited about hurricane season? How many people were here for Irma? Okay, hands down. How many people were here for Matthew? Okay, hands down. All right, last year with Hurricane Irma, how many people evacuated? Okay, how many people are going to do that again? Some will leave, some will not leave. It was the largest evacuation in U.S. history, 6.8 million people. And the traffic was horrendous. I think my favorite story is a friend of ours, they live in Palm Beach Gardens, and they're not in the evacuation zone. And it's important to note that the evacuation zone is there because of the fear of water. That's why we have evacuation zones. But when you have a Category 5 hurricane, 2.5 times bigger than the state of Florida, that just scared the bejesus out of everybody, I can understand why everyone wanted to get the heck out of town. But my friend Scott, he decided, all right, the storm is coming toward the east coast of Florida. We're gonna go and stay with our family in Tampa. Seemed like a good idea at the time, right? And then, of course, the track shifted. So they're in Tampa, and they say, we got to get the heck out of Tampa. So they ended up, believe it or not, after about a 12-hour drive, in a 5-star resort in Alabama, where every car in the parking lot had a Florida license plate. And the hotel just went out of their way to make everyone there so welcome. They're not supposed to have pets in this hotel, but the place was overrun by dogs and cats. And it was like, and Scott called it, it's not a vacation, he called it a hurricane. And they were up in Alabama riding out the storm. But yeah, Irma was one for the ages, no doubt about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Irma, some of the challenges that it presented for us and for all of you. But because I saw so many hands go up, the good news, with the exception of a few, is if you've been through a hurricane, you know the drill, right? You know what you have to do. You know what you don't want to do again, what worked last time, what didn't work last time. You know that you are better prepared than ever for a hurricane. I don't know what kind of hurricane season we're going to have this year, but chances are we're going to have some kind of threat. Part of our problem is simple geography. Look at a map. Florida sticks out. And our part of Florida, especially from the Treasure Coast all the way to the Keys, is particularly vulnerable to tropical storms and hurricanes. If you look at all the stats, we've been hit by more hurricanes, the state of Florida, than any other state. And when you break it down, our part of Florida, from the Treasure Coast to the Keys, has been hit by the most. So we live in hurricane country. Maybe once or twice a year, we're going to have to deal with a storm. You can't bury your head in the sand and pretend it's not going to happen. You have to take action. You have to prepare. And so I'm very happy that you're here today. By the way, in addition to me, Chris Martinez is next door, one of our meteorologists. Vanessa Vanette is next door, and Brittany Ritz is here. So if you have not had the opportunity, please stop by and say hello to all of them. So let's see if this works. Take a look at that. That is Hurricane Irma. And when I was preparing for this presentation the other day, I was in the weather office, and one of the floor crew guys, they were sitting next to me, and they were kind of watching, and he looked at that and went, whoa, I forgot how big it was. I forgot how powerful it was. That's Hurricane Irma on that Thursday, September 7th. as it got closer and closer to to Cuba. And because it did do that, it made a huge difference for our part of South Florida. Okay, so just a couple of images from last year. This is part of our coverage from Hurricane Irma. That's me, of course, talking about the storm on that Sunday morning and part of our coverage. Here's Chris, and this was a big part of the storm as well. Every hurricane is different, every hurricane is unique, and every hurricane presents unique challenges. For us last year, a lot of it was tornadoes. And for 24 hours, we had tornado warning after tornado warning. And I'll never forget Saturday, September 9th at 6:30, we were supposed to have a briefing by Governor Scott. Instead, we got the first of 69 tornado warnings in a 24-hour period. And the way we've got it set up on our TV station is we have two of what we call these green screens. So when that happened at 6:30, I went to one green screen, Chris went to the other, and both have workstations and links to the National Weather Service. And for the next 90 minutes, we were on the air with tornado warning after tornado warning after tornado warning. And we would say where the storm is, and we would say, if you live in this location, go to your safe room. We would track the storm and say, in 2 minutes, it's going to be in this town. In 3 minutes, it's going to be in this town. Go to your safe room. I think I said, go to your safe room so many times, it became a drinking game, you know? Every time Mike says, go to your safe room, take a shot. I mean, that's what it was like, because for 90 minutes, all we did was talk about tornadoes. Then, if you could advance it once again, Chris and I, we were on 12-hour shifts. So Chris and I, we started at 3 in the afternoon, went till 3 in the morning. Sandra and Taylor went from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then Vanessa was working from midnight to noon. So there was always 3 meteorologists on duty at the time. So when we finished our shift at 3 in the morning, Sandra and Vanessa and Taylor were doing the same thing, talking about tornado warnings, and more tornado warnings. Okay, if you could advance it. One thing that we really liked last year, and we did this a lot during our hurricane coverage, was use Facebook Live. And I think Facebook Live is such an incredible tool to provide specific information to everyone. I mean, the way it works is amazing. The fact that I'm on there, and this is what it looks like. The engineers have set up a little camera on my PC. We got some lights there. And there's a little program that allows me to switch from the camera on me to my graphics so I could show everyone what's going on. But what's great about it is that, you know, I'm Joe in Port St. Lucie and I live off Walton. What's my threat, Mike? And I can get specific answers to them. And the reach on this thing is incredible. The number of people watching these Facebook Lives are incredible. And by the way, I do one every night about 9:30 or so, even when there's not a hurricane, just kind of chat, talk about weather, stuff like that. So the reach was amazing. We first started doing this during Hurricane Matthew, and I was blown away. At one point, one of our web people came running back to me, and they said, Mike. And I said, what's going on? He said, Mike, you're trending. And I said, great, what's that mean? And apparently it's good, because it meant that a lot of people, not only here but around the world, were watching. But the point is that it gets specific information to people, and we're going to continue to utilize that tool quite a bit. All right, if you could advance one more time. So let's talk a little bit about the 2018 hurricane season, and just a couple thoughts. Again, number one, you live in hurricane country. You can expect to have a threat once or twice a year. That's a given, no matter what kind of hurricane season we're going to have. You know, you see so many hurricane forecasts. And in our hurricane program the other night, we told you that there are 24 different groups that issue hurricane forecasts. 24. And they are universities, like the University of Missouri. Nowhere near a hurricane, but they put out a forecast. University of Arizona puts out a hurricane forecast. Penn State. Then there are private meteorological firms like AccuWeather. There are countries that issue a hurricane forecast. Mexico, the Caribbean island of Antigua, in Europe. All these people put out a seasonal hurricane forecast, and the numbers are all over the board. Who knows what kind of year it's going to be? But just a couple thoughts on this upcoming season. You're looking at a map, and it may be hard to recognize right away. You can see South America, you can see Africa on the right. You see a lot of red right across the Atlantic. That's sea surface temperatures either above or below average, and this is back in May of 2005. And you see how red it is. Those sea surface temperatures were just boiling, way above average. So what happened in 2005? We had the worst hurricane season ever. We had so many storms, we ran out of names. Remember that year? That's when we started using the Greek alphabet as a supplemental list. Talk about a nightmare, right? And that was the year of Katrina, and that was the year of Wilma. So that hurricane season, if you recall, it started quick and just kept on going. And we had storms all the way through December. And that's one of the key reasons right there, sea surface temperatures. Remember, a tropical storm or a hurricane gets its energy from the water. The warmer the water, the more fuel for that storm. Okay, so that was 2005. That is this year. Look at that. It is incredibly cool out there, especially off the coast of Africa. So when we look at the seasonal hurricane forecast, we look at some of the factors that may play a role. If we have cooler sea surface temperatures, it's going to be a little more difficult for tropical storms and hurricanes to form. Not impossible, but maybe we won't get an Irma this year. Maybe we won't get a Maria, because if the sea surface temperatures continue to be cool, that's good news for us. Here's another factor. The next slide, and again, this may be, a bunch of gobbledygook for everybody, but this is a prediction about El Nino. Down here at the bottom, these are the months. So this is August, September, October. That's the peak of hurricane season. As you know, hurricane season starts on June 1st, but really doesn't start most years until August. September is the busiest month, and October could be pretty busy as well. So another factor that would reduce hurricane activity is El Nino, and that's the nickname for the sea surface temperatures in the Pacific. And you're saying, well, what does water temperature in the Pacific have to do with hurricanes in the Atlantic? Well, as it turns out, a lot. Because the sea surface temperatures in the equatorial Pacific for years and years and years go through a cycle. When it's very warm, it's called El Nino. When it's cooler, it's called La Nina. And when it's average, it's called neutral. It's important because when we have an El Nino, that produces a lot of wind shear, winds at horizontal, moving fast at different heights across the Atlantic, and that reduces hurricane activity. It appears that we will have neutral conditions when we hit the peak of hurricane season in August, September, and October. However, some of those computer models are trending toward an El Nino, and there's a chance we could see that. Now, all of what I just talked about, sea surface temperatures in the Atlantic and the El Nino, the possibility, that all pertains to storms in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. It doesn't have any impact on storms in the Gulf. And the Gulf is incredibly warm right now, and we could easily have a tropical storm or hurricane in the Gulf. And as you know, one of the biggest storms to hit us was Wilma, and that one came from the Gulf of Mexico. So that's just a couple thoughts on hurricane season. Okay, let's look at a couple more things. Tropical cyclone, that's what we call it in meteorology. But if the common term is a hurricane around here. If you're in the Western Pacific, it's a typhoon. If you're in the Indian Ocean or in Australia, it's called a cyclone. And the Australian nickname for a hurricane is a willy willy. I don't know why. Maybe gives you the willies, but the Australians have all sorts of unique names. You know, it starts with a depression, 39 miles an hour. When winds get to tropical storm status, 39 to 73, that's when we give it a name. And we've been giving hurricanes names for, well, since the 1950s. And in 1979, they started to name hurricanes after men as well as women. For a long time, it was all female names. And then in 1979, they started using both lists. Okay, next graphic. Let's move past this one. Next graphic, please. Next one. There you go. So tropical cyclones occur all over the world. As you can see, in the Atlantic, the Eastern Pacific. Look how busy it can be in the Eastern Pacific. Most of those storms end up not bothering anyone. The Western Pacific can be active, and also in the Southern Pacific around Australia. Those are all the tracks going back from 85 to 2005. Okay. Here's a look at tropical cyclone history since 1851, and somewhere underneath all this red is Florida. See one of our problems? We stick out. It's a big issue. Geography. Okay. Next slide, please. And then we have major hurricanes, category 3, 4, or 5. Those are the big ones. And the damage from a major hurricane, from any hurricane, can be incredible. But the damage from, say, a category 2 to a category 3, the damage potential goes up exponentially. So it could just be, it's just an amazing machine, what a hurricane is. It's the greatest storm on Earth. More power, more energy than any other type of storm. In fact, if we could extract the energy out of a category 1 hurricane, say for 24 hours, there was a way to pull all that energy out, we would have enough electricity, for example, to power all the homes in North America for 6 months. I mean, they're just amazing. So when you hear people talk about, well, can't we weaken a storm, or can't we turn a storm? No, we can't do that. We can just forecast the storm. And last year, the National Hurricane Center had their best year ever. These are the best forecasters in the world when it comes to hurricanes. And they saw a 25% improvement in track forecasts last year. That's incredible. And Hurricane Irma was maybe the best forecasted hurricane ever. They saw a 30% improvement on Hurricane Irma. That should make you feel good, because the forecasts get better and better. With satellite technology now, we can watch every little speck in the ocean. We know days in advance of something might form. Alberto is a great example. I send out a nightly report, if you will, to everyone in the newsroom on just the current weather pattern, and I throw in some interesting facts or an interesting tweets or something. And for the first couple of weeks in May, I was sending out information saying, hey, this computer model is predicting something might form in the Western Caribbean. We need to watch this. And sure enough, 2 weeks before it actually formed, the model was predicting it, and it actually did form. It doesn't always work that way, but sometimes it does. And my point is that science and technology is advancing. We know a lot more about tropical cyclones. The forecasts continue to improve, and that's good news. All right, next slide. So when we look at hurricane activity, again, June and July, pretty quiet. Activity ramps up in August, September, the busiest month, and then October and into November. And September 10th is the statistical peak of hurricane season. Does anyone remember what day Hurricane Irma hit? September 10th. So it was right on the money. All right, next slide, please. Hurricane season can be broken down month by month in terms of where storms are most likely to form. During the months of June and July, they form close to us. And remember, two of the key parameters, water temperature, it's got to be at least 80 degrees, and upper level winds, they need to be light. So in June and July, you find those factors most favorably close to Florida, Gulf of Mexico, Western Caribbean. I mean, look exactly where Alberto formed, right there, right where it should. You get into July, and the water temperature is getting warmer in the Caribbean, and the upper level winds are a little lighter, so you could see activity there. Then, next slide, please. You move into August and September, and here we go, especially in September. By September, you know, the ocean has just been baked with all that direct sunlight. So the water temperature is at its warmest, and the upper level winds at its lightest. So September, storms are forming off the coast of Africa, as we saw with Irma and Maria. They're forming in the Gulf, they're forming in the Caribbean. Sometimes they'll move off the coast of Africa, fall apart, get into the Gulf of Mexico like Harvey last year, and blow up into a major hurricane. So August and September, those are the peak months. In August and September, there's no vacation time for this guy. We are always there. You know, I might take a vacation in June, but August and September, we're all working. You know, we're all right there. Okay, next slide, please. Then we get into October. October is a very busy month. We've actually had in Palm Beach County, not St. Lucie County, but in Palm Beach County, we've actually had more hurricanes hit in Palm Beach County in October than in September. It's not true up here, but it's true in Palm Beach County. And then you can see in November, typically, it starts to wind down. Okay, next slide, please. So how do you build a tropical cyclone? Well, you need several ingredients. Again, as I said before, a little disturbance. You need, it's got to be several degrees north of the equator, usually between 10 and 20 degrees north. Wind shear needs to be low. You need warm sea surface temperatures, a little bit of an unstable atmosphere, and finally some high atmospheric moisture content. Then you stand back and you watch what happens. Most of the time you have a lot of these factors, and you'll have a little disturbance and it'll start spinning away, but then some wind shear will cause a problem. Or maybe it'll get close to land and that will cause an issue and it'll weaken. So there's all these different factors that come into play. Even though we had a crazy year last year, hurricanes are still relatively rare. On average, there are only 6 every year. I mean, think about it. I mean, we have thousands of lightning strikes in a typical week here in St. Lucie County. And you have just an incredible amount of activity in terms of other weather. But then when it comes to hurricanes, only 6 a year. Again, it takes a unique, special series of circumstances all coming together to produce a hurricane. Excuse me, go ahead. Next slide, please. Then other factors can influence whether or not a tropical cyclone intensifies rapidly. We had 34 instances last year where a cyclone, a tropical disturbance, went from, say, a Category 1 to a Category 5 in a 24-hour period. And the Hurricane Center is doing a better job at that, but that's still a big challenge, rapid intensification. It's still difficult to predict the intensity of a storm, but again, they're getting better at that as well. Next slide, please. They come in different sizes. On your left is Hurricane Charlie, which was a tiny Category 4 hurricane that hit over by Punta Gorda back in August of 2004. And you can see Wilma on the right. And people say, well, Mike, why do hurricanes come in different sizes? Why are some big, like Irma, and why are others small? And the answer is, we don't know. We don't have any idea. We're still trying to figure that out. It's one of the mysteries that remain about tropical systems. Okay, next slide, please. Of course, we all know the hazards. The biggest is not wind. The biggest is rain and water. It's all about water. That's why we have evacuations. More people die from a hurricane from the water, from storm surge or freshwater flooding, than from wind or from tornadoes. I mean, we focus in the media maybe too much on the wind, but it's really the water that is the biggest concern. And I'll show you some examples of that. Let's go to the next slide, please. Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. You remember that Irma was a Category 5, and the damage can just be catastrophic. We'll talk about water in a second. Let's look at a series of examples of the hurricane Saffir-Simpson scale. Go ahead, next slide, please. It's category 1. And we're talking just wind damage here. You can see some of the problems the storm can cause. All right, next slide, category 2. Ike in Houston. A lot of the windows in the skyscrapers in downtown Houston, they were knocked out by those high winds. Of course, we all remember Wilma. Next slide, please. Category 3, Jean, 2004. We remember her as well. Rita, that was a big storm. At one point, a category 5. Okay, next slide, please. Category 4, Hugo. I remember that one well. Hit the Carolinas. There's Charlie, a tiny storm, but again, incredibly powerful. And finally, category 5. And thankfully, there are not many examples of a category 5. There have only been 3 category 5s that have ever hit the United States. Andrew in 1992, Camille in 1969, and the Labor Day storm of 1935, which hit the Florida Keys. Category 5s are extremely rare, last year notwithstanding. Okay, next slide, please. Like these pictures, this is wind-blown debris from Hurricane Andrew. That's a piece of plywood there that I'm guessing maybe they used it as some kind of shutter, you know, but maybe it just wasn't put up properly. Look where it ended up. I mean, that's just an amazing photograph, isn't it? So that's why we cover the windows, the weakest part of your house. That's why you need either impact windows or storm shutters. In my house, we got impact windows a few years ago, but I was so concerned about Irma last year that I put the shutters over my impact windows just to be on the safe side. Because the other thing is, those impact windows are not cheap. All right, next slide. Freshwater flooding. Again, this is where we see most of the fatalities in a hurricane, either storm surge or freshwater flooding. The great news last year, with all the storms that made landfall in the United States and all the issues we had, no one died in a storm surge flooding last year. But freshwater flooding, different story entirely. All right, next slide, please. This is a great example. This is not last year, but a few years ago in Houston. That's Interstate 10. You can see looking west. That was before the storm. And this, next slide please, is after the storm. That's the interstate. That's not a canal. That's not a bayou, as they call them in Houston. That is actually the interstate. That was after a tropical storm. Not a hurricane, a tropical storm. The amount of water that a tropical system can produce is incredible, and it's directly tied to the system's forward speed. So the slower the system, the heavier the rain. If you recall Hurricane Harvey last year, it made landfall near the coastal bend, near Rockport, devastating damage there, then moved inland over the Texas Hill Country and stopped. It didn't move. And it produced a river of rain moving right up Galveston Bay over Houston. And they had 5 feet of rain, 60 inches. It was incredible. You've all seen the pictures and how bad it was. I mean, and that's an example of just how bad these systems can be. And again, it's not a big wind event. In fact, the all-time record rainfall up until last year was another Texas storm. It was Claudette back in 1979. This was a tropical depression, not even a storm. And it got over Alvin, Texas, and it dropped 42 inches in 24 hours. And this was just a weak tropical depression. Winds were 35, but again, a prolific rainmaker. Okay, next slide. Tornadoes can be a problem. We talked about Irma and those 69 tornado warnings. These are images from 2004. This is Hurricane Ivan. You may recall it made landfall in the Panhandle, and then as it moved up the East Coast, look how many tornadoes it produced. More than 115, and many of them nowhere near hurricane country, as far north as Maryland and Virginia. Just a devastating storm. Another factor we have to be concerned about. Hurricanes, as they make landfall, produce all sorts of issues. Next slide, please. And that's it. Okay, so bottom line, hurricane season is here. You guys, for the most part, are prepared. You've been through it. You've got the experience. Once or twice this year, we may be threatened by a storm. As I suggested earlier, there may be some suggestions that it may be a little quieter season, but, you know, the numbers don't count. It's all about location. In 1992, it was a very quiet hurricane season. There were 3 hurricanes that entire year. One of them you may have heard of. It was called Hurricane Andrew. So don't tell people in Miami-Dade County it was a quiet hurricane season. It only takes one storm. Hopefully we'll be ready, and hopefully it'll be a quiet year. And you guys have been a great audience. Thank you very much.